There was an English poet where he says that with art and with morality, you have to draw a line somewhere. And that's kind of how we look at it. We've drawn a line. We've made a decision to make sure that we stay true to that old world style of building instruments. My name is Manuel Delgado. My craft is handmade instruments. We're here in East Nashville, Tennessee at my shop, Delgado Guitars. So everything we do in here has always been done by hand. People use the term handmade, but they're using methods that are known for mass production. And for us, it's a labor of love. It's important for us that we're honoring the history that's been passed down to us. Because everything is made individually and by hand, they're never identical. So if somebody wanted some kind of variation on that instrument, we can do it for them, because it's not like we have to stop the machine or reprogram. We are the machine. What people don't realize is when you buy a mass-produced instrument, a lot of them are made out of plywood, so they're laminated. That's probably the best that instrument is ever going to sound, because it's not a solid piece of wood. And I love to tell this to my customers when you have a customer pick up the instrument for the first time and they strum it, and I tell them that's the worst it's ever going to sound, because it's just going to keep opening up and get better and better. 1928 in Mexico, my grandfather and great uncle started the business. My grandfather was a furniture builder and repair person and was challenged to do some repairs and build instruments, and that's kind of how the business got started. I started playing the guitar when I was about 5 years old and doing repairs when I was about 7. My father built his first instrument when he was 14. I built an instrument when I was 12 years old, and I'm beyond proud and super excited to know that my Ava, my 9-year-old, she's building her first instrument, so she'll be 10 by the time it's done. And she's been helping me in the shop since she was 5. You gotta make sure you start at the beginning and follow all the way through. She just beat me by 2 years, everything she's doing. Perfect, there you go. Building instruments, for me, I think the greatest thing I've learned is patience. When you're ordering an instrument from Delgado Guitars, the time frame is going to vary. I mean, if you're talking about like a soprano ukulele that's real simple, that's not going to take a long time. We could probably knock something like that out in 3 weeks to a month. But if you're talking about a concert classical guitar or a high-end steel string guitar, we're talking 200 actual hours that go into building that instrument. If you're coming to me and you're asking me to build you something, I'll sit down with you. I'd like to find out more about you. What are your intentions of using the instrument? And then finding out about things that are important to them, that they're passionate about. Those things that they tell me, I transfer into different images or colors that we'll use on the instrument. I actually will design the instrument up here, and then I'll draw some notes out, and then I might even draw a full-size scale of the instrument. We figure out what body style they want, then we go through wood selection. And I really do believe that the actual piece of wood kind of tells you what it wants to be. It was a piece of maple, and I had it in my shop for 7 months. But one day I looked at it and I saw exactly what it was going to be. And that's exactly what that piece of wood became. The final step that we do on an instrument after it's sat, play it, everything sounds good, then we put the label on it. It's almost like us saying that we approve, we'll put our family's name on this instrument, because now it has our blessing. We've had the pleasure of working with a lot of different artists. My grandfather and great uncle were commissioned by Andres Segovia, and Segovia was considered the world's greatest concert classical guitarist. We work with Old Crow Medicine Show. One of the greatest honors is working with Los Lobos, because they've known me since before I was born. And to know that my grandfather first built instruments for them, and then my dad, and to know that they still trust me, that means a lot. To get to come to work every day and do what you love. How many people get to do that? Not a lot, unfortunately. I always say I would hope that I would be remembered as being, I'm getting emotional, wasn't planning on that. Being a great father, being a great husband, and being a good friend. And then somewhere down the road, they'll say, wow, he made some really great guitars too.